Hello there, welcome to Artist Endeavour, the channel where I endeavour to make you a great artist. So in this video I will be showing you how to draw a mouth. I will be showing you the front view, the side view and the 3/4 view. Okay, so to get started at the front view, first we need some guidelines. So we'll just draw a straight line horizontally going across. Now that is the mouth line. So if you imagine this line as the whole of the mouth when it's closed, and we want to know the center of this mouth, so just place a line in the middle. And once you've done that, what you want to do is make sure the left side and the right side are level. I think that's a bit too long on the right side, so I'll just take a little bit off there. It looks about right there. So you should have this very long cross. Now if you think of the space around the cross as quarters, and then what you want to do is you want to basically make the top two corners, the left and right top half corners, symmetrical to each other, and you want to make the two bottom quarters on the bottom half there symmetrical to each other as well. So just painting the general shape of the top lip. Now lips can be different shapes, but there is a general shape of having a kind of hump from the center. It dips in a little bit on the line, the center line at the top, then bump goes up a bit left and right, then flows down to the corner of the mouth, which is where the lines end on the horizontal line there. So what I'm doing here is just now that I've got the rough shape, just trying to refine the shape of each side and making sure they're symmetrical to each other. Okay, that's a good basic start. So now I'm going to be drawing the bottom half now. And the bottom half shape is just basically an elongated semicircle really. So it's a nice general curved shape. It's more rounded towards the center and then gets a bit longer towards the corners. So you think of it as half a banana shape with the bending towards the bottom there. Okay, so just once I've got the basic shape, then I'll just refine the shape, making sure it's symmetrical, left and right side. So that's quite a good basic shape for the mouth. You want to try and get this as perfect as possible. Obviously you're not going to get it perfectly, but try and get it as close as possible. Okay, so I think that's good enough. So where the line, the horizontal guideline is, that's where the actual mouth hole is, basically the slit of the mouth when it's closed. So hopefully you'll be able to see the line that I'm about to draw. So I'm going to use this horizontal guideline and I'm going to draw a thinner line over the top. So I'm hoping you can see the darker line on top of the guideline. I'm aiming to draw this mouth line within the thickness of the guideline. So it is quite a straight line, but it does have the bumps as the very top line art of the mouth has, but it's just not as pronounced. In most cases the top lip is thinner than the bottom lip. So just checking the accuracy by flipping the image there. So now with the basic shape done, I think I'll just add a little bit of texture. So there's creases in the lips where throughout the years the mouth has folded to different shapes when speaking and eating. So naturally some creases and indentations in the lips start emerging over the years. So if you add a little bit of this texture to the mouth, it can make the mouth look more realistic. Of course, you don't have to do this. I very rarely do, because most images the mouth isn't that big on the screen, since you're basically drawing the face, or if it's a figure drawing, then the lips can be extremely small, so there really is no point in texturing it really. Optional detail if you really need it. Okay, so I'm just finishing off the corners. They didn't quite align up, so just attaching all the lines together and refining the lines. Okay, so I'm just, as you can see, I'm sort of rubbing out always in the very corners of the mouth there. And that's because the skin and the lips actually merge more in that area. So there's less of a kind of ridge for the mouth. It's basically where it sort of merges to the face, into the skin. And also the colour. I know I'm not working with colour in this video, but the skin colour would actually merge with the lips in these areas as well. Okay, so I'm happy with the shape, so I'm just refining, making it a bit more refined, less messy. Okay, so now I'm just drawing in a faint shadow, sort of the outline of a shadow from the top lip. Again, it's detail you don't really need to add, but it can be a good guideline for when you're toning. The line art for the lips is pretty much done, so I just need to make some line art for the skin around the mouth. The actual form of the outside of the mouth is just as important as the lips themselves. Okay, so I just do some basic toning for the lips, just making sure I'm getting all the shading first. Add a little bit of shadow at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to start adding a shadow where the shadow line is. Okay, so I'm adding some extra shadows for the some indentations, not all of them of course. So I'm just merging some of the shadow with the mid-tones, making them blend in a bit more. The more variation of tone you have on a subject, the more realistic the artwork will appear. Okay, so just using the spackle brush and the smudge tool, again just to blend in the shades and the tone. Just little areas, I don't want to do the whole thing. Just adding some highlights, since lips are wet and slippery most of the time. These slippery and wet things also have very strong highlights. Don't go overboard really. Okay, yeah, that looks okay. That's about it. So that's enough detail. The toning and the shape is good, so that's how you draw the front view of a mouth. Okay, so now we're going to be drawing the side view of the mouth. So start with a horizontal line again, but not as long as the front view. The lips will be facing to the right here. Now I'm just drawing the surface of the upper lip and lower lip. And that's just leading to the chin. Make a little bit of a curve at the edge. Now, since the mouth is closed, the straight line won't be perfectly straight, it will be slightly curved, just as you saw in the front view. So I'm just drawing the slight hump like you saw in the front view, but only the left side, since the only side from this viewpoint is the left side of the mouth, if you was viewing the mouth from the previous front view perspective. So basically you're just really drawing half a mouth really. Okay, so that's the edge of the lips on the bottom lip there. Just trying to refine the shape. Finishing up the upper lip. Okay, so it's the same general shape as the front view again, so it's just the one hump and then the line leads down to the corner of the mouth again. But as mentioned before, it's only the left side, since you can only see the left side. Tidying up the lines a bit. So the philtrum there is evident, where you can see the flesh bends back again, back toward the face, so that's the philtrum area. So as long as you've got the general shape of the lips, such as this, then your lips should look fairly realistic. So that's basically the basic shape, so I'm just going around sharpening the line art. So the shape doesn't have to be bang on perfect, because as mentioned with the nose, lips can be a variety of different shapes. They can stick out a bit more and then average or go in a bit more, so you don't have to copy the exact shape I'm using here. Just don't make general shapes too exaggerated, otherwise you could make your character look a bit like Mick Jagger. Okay, and as mentioned before, if you want to add details, then just add in some lines to the upper and lower lips. Try not to make them too uniform or too much of a pattern. You need to kind of get the feel that they're random creases on the lips. So I don't personally like the placement of the upper line above the upper lip, so I'm gonna be placing it a bit more to the right, so there's not much depth on the filtrum area to the lips. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, looks detailed enough, lips look accurate enough. Okay, so now we'll be drawing the 3/4 angle view of the mouth, which is basically a diagonal view. So as before in the previous two videos, I will be placing the facial feature, in this case the lips, onto the head I drew before. So just drawing the mouth guideline to determine the placement of the mouth. Get rid of some of these head guidelines because they may be in the way, obscuring placement of the mouth there. Now the mouth line placement is slightly higher than halfway in between the nose line and the chin. Just refining the shape, making sure the placement is accurate. Okay, so the line down the centre of the face there, which was previously painted, can be used as the cross. So the same technique as the front view of drawing the lips is that you treat each empty space of the cross as a segment that mirrors the horizontal plane above and below the mouth line. So because of the angle, bear in mind that you would need to draw to the perspective we're looking at. So the lip side that's closest to us, which would be the right side of the mouth, would be slightly longer than the left side because of the foreshortening effect, which basically means that the closer an object is to the viewer, the larger it appears, while the object or part of the object that is further away from the viewer appears smaller to the other part of the object that's closer to the viewer. Now them lips look a bit too big for my liking. I think I might make them a bit smaller. Okay, so just doing the typical shape of the mouth line. And just refining and making the lips a little bit smaller, a bit too big for the general character's appearance based on the character eye and nose. So the big lips just don't suit the look, so I'm just trying to make them a bit smaller. So instead of rubbing out or erasing the whole mouth, I'll use the previous lines that are too big as a guide for drawing the new lines to make the lips smaller. I'll get rid of the center vertical line guideline, don't need it anymore. So I just try and refine the shape. Okay, that's looking a bit better now. I think I need to redraw the chin, just refine the shape a bit. It's a bit too long, a bit too pointy, so just crop it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm just drawing the philtrum. Just using a couple of lines for the to show the form of it. Don't want the lines to be too pronounced, so I'll just take away a little bit there. Getting rid of some of the guidelines around the nose. So I think we can go back to the nose and kind of tie the nose lines together now. Link up the nose ends with the other facial features such as the eye and the mouth. So bring that over a little bit. Okay, so now I'm concentrating on the outer corner of the lips. So I need to make sure that the mouth flows and follows the curvature of the head. We want the actual mouth to bend around the face a little bit on the outer part of the mouth, otherwise the lips would look like they're floating in front of the face rather than being attached to the face. Now you can get around this with toning, however if you've got line art you need to make sure the shape and perspective is accurate to make the lips or any facial feature settle within the face, rather than looking like it's stuck on. Okay, so now I'm just rubbing out or erasing the corners a little bit. As mentioned before, at the front view, because this is the areas where the skin and the lips merge together without having a soft ridge. Okay, so I think that's about done now. So yep, them lips look pretty good for the head and they settle within the head there, so that's looking good. Okay, so that's the conclusion of this tutorial. So hopefully this will help you draw lips a bit better. Thanks for watching once again, and I will be showing you how to draw the ear in the next video. So then once I've shown you that, then the main facial features all accounted for. So then I can start showing you some other videos. Maybe I'll go in a different direction and start experimenting a little bit. So if you don't want to miss them, then please feel free to subscribe. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.